What's up guys, and welcome back to another Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon video. And it's been a while, it's pretty much a month today since the last video. I've missed quite a lot of news. Let me see, why was that? I'm back at university now. I did finish my work placement. Now I'm actually at uni, which means technically I have more time, except it doesn't really feel like it because I have obviously university work, which is more stressful than normal work, and I have to worry about it and all that. I also was ill for like a week and a half, so I wasn't making any videos then, but I've just been slacking generally, so I'm sorry. I'm going to try and catch up on all sort of the trailers that have come out. So I'm starting today with the Surf's Up trailer, which came out 22nd of September, I think it was. So I'm going to just go through them video by video, because obviously doing them all at once would be a bit weird. Give my thoughts and my take on them, and see if I can pick out anything that they might have said, because again, I haven't really been keeping up to track. I've watched the trailers obviously, but I haven't scoured any Reddit threads for theories or whatever, or watched any YouTube videos for that matter. So we'll see what comes up, and we'll just see how it goes. So the Surf's Up trailer basically features the Mantine Surf, which is the bigger thing, so we'll get to that. But the first thing you see for the trailer is that the Island Challenge has returned. We were pretty sure it was going to return. It was going to happen. They weren't going to get rid of it after one game. There was always a thing about gyms that could return, but it was unlikely really. So the first actual shot of the Island Challenge we get, this seems to be in Lush Forest, which is obviously where one of the original trial starts. Worth pointing out, the trial start bit here seems to be in a cave, so it could be the first trial again. It could be very simply the very first trial again, just slightly changed. But this trial here in Lush Forest, you can see there's a strength boulder to move around, a couple of Sudowoodo about, and there's also a Pokeball, but that's pretty standard. So there are Sudowoodo walking about, and we assume it's to do a trial because you can A them, and maybe you have to find the right Sudowoodo, or because obviously previously the Lush Forest trial was about finding ingredients, which is pretty boring. So maybe it's got to find the right Sudowoodo, or maybe one of them changes every time you move it, something like that. Could be just some form of, it's not a huge trial, it's like a spot the difference, or find the odd one out sort of thing. So who knows what that is. But the second one then, or the next bit we see, is a little shot of Togedemaru with some charger bugs. This obviously would likely be in the observatory, I think it's called, or at least it's an observatory, up where is it? I've completely forgotten his name. I can't remember his name of his trial. No, I've forgotten his name. I can't remember the name, but you guys got in the electric trial. Could you see Togedemaru with some charger bugs? And then the next shot is of a mechanic Vikavolt. It would seem like a robot Vikavolt breaking out of its chains, it would look like, or just swinging around generally. So whereas previously Sophocles, that's his name, whereas Sophocles had his Vikavolt summoned, maybe he's built a mechanical one this time that you have to fight rather than a real one, possibly, and that would make for an interesting, it shouldn't be the same type, and it'd just be like a one-off thing, or it just could be just there and we have to fight a Vikavolt anyway. But it's probably something similar to that. Then we have a shot of, I've forgotten her name entirely, but the Ghost Trial Captain shouting, "Get out, get out, get out, get out," towards a door or a pair of doors. This would likely still be in the abandoned supermarket still, where her trial takes place, and maybe related to Mimikyu, maybe something like that, or just she thinks it's a ghost or something along those lines, probably to do with the trial. Who exactly knows what it is there, but she just shouts, "Get out." Then what we do see is we see the Totem Lurantis just behind the player there, so we can assume this totem is returning. It's probably a good given that most of them are going to stay the same. So we have Gumshoes or Alolan Raticate, you have Lurantis, Vikavolt, probably, I think Salazzle's changed. I think Salazzle was now Alolan Marowak. I'm not sure when that was revealed, but you guys get the idea. Most of them are similar, but there's one or two changes. Next up we hear about Mina's new trial, which of course would happen. It's based in the floating town. I've completely forgotten the name of the floating town, but you guys know where it is, on the final island. So we assume that when we get to the final island, we do that first rather than heading straight off to the Ultra the Sun or Ultra the Moon. We would assume. She seems to be inside when she's doing it, and it might just be a battle against her, because literally that is what then happens. You have a battle with her, so that may be just what you do. So then, moving further, we talk about the friends during the Island Challenge, Lily and Hau, of course. One thing I want to pick up before we go further here is that in this little clip here, Lily calls the character Ray. Now, this might hint that the male character's sort of canon name is Ray. We don't really know. I don't know how canon names are sort of decided, whether it's a mixture of sort of manga and just game in general, but Ray could possibly be, because it's also all about light, so maybe have a ray of sun. I don't know what the female equivalent would be, but something similar, who knows. But you can see in Lily's hut here, she's like her Z powered form, as we've seen in previous stuff, so it may be hinged that she turns into it earlier, who knows exactly. But there is this little clip here where she says, "Oh my goodness," and this is on the floating town again, because you can see in the background it seems to be an onyx shaped boat or a steelix shaped boat, either one, as well as Wishcash's sort of whiskers on that other boat there. So she's just on the floating town probably after you arrive, which is when she's in her Z powered form anyway, so nothing too amazing there. Then we have how in the graveyard, which is on the original island, it would probably be the original island, why not? He just says he wants to win. He's going to make sure it happens, who knows. So then we go and we get told that more than 400 Pokemon appear, which is more than we had in the original Lola Dex, so we just get a few reveals. So Tropius appears, Lavester appears, Mareep appears, Larvitar, Zorua. Also exclusive to Pokemon Ultra Sun is Houndoom, and then Ultra Moon is Manectric, so just a couple of extra, you know, exclusives there. Then we hear about the all-new Alolan Photo Club. We heard about this already because I think Coro have revealed it, or it was revealed on the website. Nothing too exciting really, it's just taking pictures with your Pokemon, as we sort of read about before, so we're not going to dwell on this too much. It's sort of, you can place the Pokemon wherever you want, you can freeze them, you can add stuff, you can give them outfits, you can change your clothes, all that fun stuff. You can share your photos and stuff with your friends, and it's a little extra thing, it's nothing too much. But then we get onto the Surfs Up with Mantine section, so it's basically a ride Pokemon where you can surf yourself on Mantine, and you seem to, it's like surfing between the islands, it would seem, whereas instead of happening instantly, like the flying was, or the ferry was, you can just have a little mini game, it would seem. So if we go through, you can see in the background how is there. In terms of finding out where this is, if you slowly go back to the start, it's obviously on a coast somewhere, but it's not very easy to make out where you are. There seems to be some form of sign that How is stood next to, and some form of banner, but really it's nothing that indicates exactly where. My guess would be sometime after, probably the third island, because obviously the first one can't be, I would assume, so or maybe between the second and the third, rather than going to the 8th foundation. Who knows, but when you surf up with Mantine, you basically just surf a giant wave. There are things in the water, and I think they are just either Pokemon? You can't really tell, they're just like blobs. Some of them might be people, so you could have battles here, but mostly it seems to be the fact that you can sort of swim up or fly up the side of the wave and do some front flips and do some scores, and maybe there's some form of reward for doing it. But for the most part, you might be able to encounter Pokemon while doing this, because there are shadows in the water and there are a few boys, but who knows really. But that's the end of that trailer. So in terms of the content, obviously, so that was Mantine, seems like it could be pretty cool. I'm guessing you can use it to travel between the islands, because I think that's what it says you can do, because we surf between the islands of Alola. Makes sense, why would you not do that, while also playing some form of minigame, and I assume you can earn some points or something along those lines if you do that. But in the end, it's just a little minigame. It's not going to be, once you get Fly, you don't have to do it, so it's just a little extra, a little tidbit there, so not much to complain about. And of course I'll move on, probably a video a day, who knows, it depends how I'm feeling really, because I'm weird. But that is really going to be it for this video, so let me know what you think about this trailer in particular down below, and you can just have a general conversation about Ultra Sun and Moon, or chastise me for being away if you want, it's just up to you. But that's going to be it for today, so I shall see you next time. Thank you for watching, goodbye my friends.